Hi folks, welcome to another episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm Gary Holden, Sports Information Director and Assistant AD. With me is head wrestling coach Nate Yetzer. Nate, welcome to the show.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, so we get the regional past us.
Yes, absolutely.
Ferrum finished 7th. Great facility that we ran it at the Berglund Center up in Roanoke. What were your thoughts overall on how things went?
The tournament itself went really well. I think I think everything was really organized, and everything from the seating meeting, the coaches dinner the night before, all the way through the finals. It was an awesome atmosphere, and I got nothing but compliments on how things were ran. So the tournament went really well. So
how about Ferrum? I know we finished 7th as a team, which
Right.
is a bump. Last year you finished 10th out of 18 teams, or
Correct.
10th out of 17.
Yep.
This year you finished 7th out of 18 teams.
Right.
Everyone scored but one wrestler, so you had 9 guys score points for you and everything. Last year you only had 5. Were you pleased with that portion of it?
Yeah, as a team, I thought we wrestled a lot better, and we're getting better as a team. There's no doubt about that. And we showed some depth, with 3 or 4 guys that were originally in the lineup out of the lineup. So
Sure.
I think we showed a lot of depth, and the guys fought really hard, and had a bunch of guys this year knocking on the door. In fact, at one point, I think we had 3 guys wrestle at the same time to get in the placement round.
Right, I saw that. Yep.
Unfortunately, all 3 lost, but.
Yeah. Let's go down by the weight classes. 125 pounds. Robert Cunningham, he got a 6 seed or 5 seed.
Right.
Was not able to place.
Right.
Talk a little bit about his performance.
Robert wasn't very sharp. I mean, I think the year of cutting weights, and he cuts a lot of weight. Finally caught up to him a little bit, and the weight class was so good, there was no room for error.
Sure.
And he wasn't 100%, and it cost him. You know what I mean? And I think going forward, he's going to move up a weight next year. I think it's no secret. So I think he can really focus on getting better at wrestling and getting stronger, and I guess be happier. So.
Not worry about cutting weight all the time.
Exactly, yeah.
So 133, you had Justin Zimmerman, won a couple matches for you.
Yep. Yeah, Dustin Lawson, the placement, the around the place. Huge improvement from last year. 0-2 last year, and this year he really stepped up and wrestled well, and and he had opportunities. Really lost, I think, 2-1, and then in the match to place.
Right.
So he was right there, and I'm excited to see what he could do next year. He comes back because he's only a junior next year.
Okay, 141 pounds. You had Alstom.
Right. Same thing. Lost in the placement round as well, and as a freshman, and
Sure.
probably wrestling up a weight class this year. Probably a true 33 pounder. But now I think he'll have the spring and summer to fill out, and probably be a true 41 pounder next year. So
Sure.
I'm excited to see his progress, and he had a great term. He wrestled really hard, and that's all you ask.
And there's a kid that wasn't a starter for you at the beginning of the season,
Yep.
but worked himself into the lineup and everything,
Absolutely,
won
yep.
some matches, won a couple matches at the regional, so it's got to be something going forward.
Absolutely.
He
He's
feels
top
good
8
about.
kid at our regional, and we have one of the, I think, the second toughest regional in the country. So.
Yep. Okay. Let's go up to 149 pounds. One of your guys that was with you from the beginning, way back when it was a club program,
Right.
Paul Biggs.
Yep.
Paul ended up wrestling back and finishing 5th in the tournament.
Yep, another guy who bumped up. He was 41 most of the year and decided to bump up at the end of the year, and because we had that weight class we had to fill, and Paul did a great job. Came all the way back, took 5th. He's only a junior. He's got another year, and it really kind of came into his own this weekend. And obviously fell a little short of what his goal was, but I think he shows what he's capable of. So.
Sure. 157 pounds. You had another one of the guys that's been with you way back, Daniel Reynolds.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about his performance.
Daniel, he struggled a little bit this weekend. I think he had the flu, so it kind of really affected his condition, which that's how he wins most of his matches, is just by out wrestling the guy,
Right.
And then I think unfortunately it was a bad weekend for him,
Sure.
and that's. Daniel graduates after next semester, so I think that's it for his career. But he's been a critical part of this program. He's
Sure.
been a guy that always is on time. Works really hard, and unfortunately, just kind of ran out of time, I guess.
Sure. Leads by example, one of those type of kids.
Yep.
Real nice kid.
We're going to try to keep him around as an assistant next year, and
Good.
at least for the first semester, and then he'll graduate as well. So.
Great. 165 pounds. You had Dustin Santmeyers.
Right.
Dustin lost his opening round match, but came back in the consolations. I'm not sure if he won any matches for us. Yeah, it looks like he won one match, got a pin for you.
Yep, absolutely. He got better as the year went on. Went through some tough times during the year, and wrestled some really good guys. But
Sure.
I'm really excited to see what a spring and a summer and a fall of lifting, getting stronger will do for him, because he knows how to wrestle, and I think he'll be right in the mix next year. I really do. So I'm excited to see his progression. I mean, this is his first year he's ever lifted weights.
Sure.
So.
Sure. How about 174 pounds? You had another guy bump up. He's up probably 2 weight classes from what he probably projected at and everything.
Yep.
Josh Alston.
Yep, absolutely. He's a 57-pounder, I think. This, he didn't cut any weight to make 65. And then, I guess toward the end of the year, we decided to make a move and put him, insert him in the lineup at 74. And he had a lot of success. So, I think he went 3-2 this weekend.
Sure.
He's weighing in 162.
Yeah.
So I think, a year, probably getting down to the weight class he needs to be at. I think I'm really excited about his future. He's going to be a junior next year, so expecting great things from him next year.
And he was a kid that was on the podium last year, placed 5th when he bumped up to 165.
Exactly. And most of the year he had a hurt Achilles, so I think it really held him back, and he really started coming back into his own at the end of the year. So
gotcha. Talk a little bit about 184 pounds. Corbin Ramos has been out. Obviously, tore up his leg pretty bad towards the end of the season. He had Chris Carter step in the lineup.
Chris struggled. I mean, obviously, I think, once Chris learns how to compete for 7 minutes, I think he can have a lot of success. But this was, I think this was an eye-opening experience for him a little bit, and I think hopefully it'll fuel him in the spring here to make some changes in his lifestyle and in his wrestling. And if he does that, he's got the talent to be pretty good. So, he's only a freshman.
197 pounds. Your highest place winner. You had Nick Rodriguez finished 4th for you.
Yep.
Were you surprised at all? He was seeded 4th as well.
Right. I think the goal. I mean, I think we were other side of the bracket. I think we make the finals. To be honest with you, but it is what it is. And he had an unbelievable year, freshman year. He's a true freshman. And, coming in, you didn't really know what to expect. Somebody that wrestled 170 in high school, and 1 year later wrestled 197. But I think he surpassed all of our goals and expectations for him. And unfortunately, he came up a little bit short for the 3rd and 4th place match. And, I do think it's something to build on, and he's capable of winning a national title before he's done here. And I think the key now is just we got to get him to the nationals and punch his ticket. And the top 3 guys above him, I think, all graduate next year. So it's going to be wide open, but there's always going to be good freshmen and guys bumping up and all that stuff. So
there were some absolute specimens at that weight class this year too.
Yep.
197 pounds. The guy that won it, the 3rd place guy, they were just, huge.
Yep. Even a couple of the guys that didn't place. One guy was like 7th in the country, didn't place. He's a junior, so he's back next year. And so Nick's got to be, Nick's. It's a couple mental freshman mistakes, and his effort was outstanding. But just a couple freshman mistakes that we could easily fix. So,
great. Let's go up to the last weight class, 285 pounds. Tate Delaney came in for you and wrestled fairly well. Ended up finishing 5th. His last match for 5th and 6th place was against Hunter. Hunter was ahead of us in the team standings. Tate scored.
Top 15 kid in the country too. Yep.
Tate scored a takedown with I want to say 6 seconds to go in the match to give him a 3-1 win. Otherwise, it was looking like it was going into overtime. There was no riding time, and that match catapulted us past Hunter for 7th place in the tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he did a great job. I mean, the matches they lost, the kids out wrestled him a little bit, But I think him showing the fortitude to come back through and place 5th, I think shows a lot of who Tate is. Beat a guy that. Beat him early in the tournament. I think that's huge. I think there's no question Tate's been probably our most improved guy this year, and hopefully that confidence, really propels him in the spring and summer and fall to get him ready for next year. And I'm expecting big things out of him next year.
Now, does he have trouble making 285? Is he a light 285 pounder?
He's a good size 285, but he doesn't really have any trouble making weight. He'll probably come in next year weighing 290. But a couple workouts there, and he's down to 280. So
a couple pounds are easy to take off for a heavyweight versus a 125 pounder.
Yep, absolutely. So,
well, Nate, all in all, talk a little bit about your season. How 2nd year as a varsity program.
Right.
Were you pretty pleased with the strides that you guys made as a team?
I think our strides, yes. It was a difficult year. I think we had a lot of ups and downs this year. And I think, I think we got better as a team and learned a lot. Not just the team, but also the staff, coaching staff. What things we need to do differently, things we could do better, and things that we were doing right. So I think I took a lot from this year. This has been probably the biggest learning experience year of my career, to be honest with you. And I'm really, I spent probably the Monday after regionals moping around the house a little bit, but
after we moved the wrestling mats.
Absolutely, yeah. And then Tuesday, I got up in the morning and it's like, hey man, it's time to get ready for next year. And,
Yep.
And I think I'm really excited about the position we could be in next year. Obviously, nothing's given. We're going to have to go out and we have to change a few things, but also just work as hard as we have been. And I think the good thing is we don't lose anybody besides one guy this year, and we don't lose anybody next year. So we got 2 years. The next 2 years should be really exciting, and then I think we have some really great freshmen coming in that are going to push the guys in front of them. So keep it in perspective. This is our second year as a program, and
Sure.
I think we're making huge strides, and you're always disappointed if you don't get somebody to nationals, but I think next year we're going to really, instead of kind of just getting by, I think we're going to bust that wall down and get 3 or 4 guys. That's the goal, and I'm excited for next year. So
now a lot of schools are starting to look at wrestling as an enrollment driver. Ferrum did the same thing, and it looks as though there's a couple more coming on next year.
Right,
so
yep.
how much more difficult is it going to be to recruit those top athletes with more and more opportunities, more choices for athletes?
I just sell our vision. I sell our vision. I sell our philosophy as a team, and which is to work really hard and hold guys accountable. And numbers wise, we probably won't bring as many in, but I think we don't really have to anymore because we're an established program, and we're getting a lot of we don't have to get as many numbers because we have depth now. So
sure.
But I think now it's all about quality, bringing quality kids in. So
right. Well, Nate, it was a great season to watch. I didn't get a chance to see you wrestle as much as I'd like to, but it was great to see at the end. Watch your starting 10 guys go. Right. We had the Panther Open here a couple weeks ago. That was great because we got an opportunity to take some photos and see some of your younger wrestlers. Your backup guys wrestling. You got a lot of depth in the weight classes. I think most every weight class is filled with at least 2 or 3 guys.
Right,
so
exactly.
It's got to be pretty exciting for you.
It is. We'll lose some guys. Guys just won't want to do it anymore, and but I think like I said, I think we got some freshmen coming in that will be immediate impact guys.
Good.
So
good. Well, we're excited about it. It was great to go to to help out with the regional. They had a wonderful group up there helping us out and everything. Made a wonderful event for us. And do you anticipate that we will put in another bid at some point in the future?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we do it. Next week. So
we had a lot of people that asked us about maybe possibly hosting a national championship up there.
Absolutely, yep. That's obviously 4 years down the road, but
sure.
Absolutely, man. I think that's something we need to look at for sure. So it was a great experience, and I think people love the area and all that. So
great feather in Ferrum's cap to have events like that we can host. And I know the Roanoke Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau, they loved it. They sponsored the dinner for Saturday night for us, and they were all about, hey, let's get some more events here. Sure, we'd love to host a national championship. Yep. And they were great to work with. Larry Hall from the Roanoke Valley Wrestling Association, amazing. I'm a huge Larry Hall fan now after having worked with him on a couple of events now, the state tournament and everything, this one, a couple of tournaments at Franklin County High School, and just knows what he's doing, knows how to run tournaments, just unbelievable. Carl McDaniel, the IT guy that pretty much ran the track wrestling program.
And you, Gary, you obviously had a huge part of it and just making sure it ran smoothly. And, man, it was one of the smoothest ran tournaments I've ever been in. And that's for the first year, that's pretty unbelievable. So.
That's good. Well, we have ourselves a list of things that we need to fix,
Absolutely,
some things that we can tweak and make it better. And, you're never going to be perfect the first time, but maybe in another year down the road, if we can do it again, we can smooth some things out, make it even a better experience for the athletes, the officials, the coaches, and
one of the biggest things I think too was, and this was awesome, was seeing how many Ferrum fans were there, how many people were part of Ferrum College, and fans in the local community were there. I don't know. I think the last match, or Nick Rodriguez's match, there must have been 300 Ferrum fans around his mat, like in the stands, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? And I think as long as we keep growing that and making our getting our guys out there and stuff and competing hard, I think that's fun to watch, and I think we'll keep bringing in more Ferrum fans.
Well, I think what they say, if you build it, they'll come, and they came. So
everybody wants to be a part of something special. So.
Yep. Well, Nate, thanks for being on the show. We'll come back here in a couple weeks, folks. I'll have the next episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. For Nate Yetzer, I'm Gary Holden. Thanks for being with us.